It was a cold October morning when I first met Emmy Lou. Looked to be the little runt, but there was something there I knew. More than a German shepherd, she was my closest friend, true and faithful partner who would be there to the end. Always right beside me, standing strong and tall. The grace of God goes with her, four-legged hero, giving all.
Canines have been fighting alongside our men and women in uniform ever since World War I. During the World War I, the United States did not have a dog program, but the French did. The dogs were trained on three main disciplines. One was security, one was messenger, and the one that I liked was like a search and rescue, which they nicknamed ambulance dogs. And after there was a frontal attack between the trenches, these dogs were trained to go out in no man's land and find a wounded soldier and bring back an article of his clothing or anything he could carry back to the stretcher bearers and then lead them back to that wounded soldier. Thousands and thousands of wounded soldiers' lives were saved just because of these dogs. Then we go to World War II. The United States decided that maybe we should get involved with this dog program. And in the spring of 1943, the first dog platoon was deployed to Guam. 2 weeks after their arrival, the casualty rating dropped 70%. That's a huge number, 70%. And of 550 missions led on Guam by a war dog, not one was ambushed. So they did their job, and they saved a lot of lives. During the Vietnam War, they decided to deploy dogs. They actually deployed 4,234 to Vietnam during that period. These dogs were picked up basically from homeowners donating them, from kennels, from shelters. These dogs really had no choice. They didn't know where they was going. These dogs were then sent to the Lackland Air Force Base for specialized training as scout dogs. Some were security dogs. The scout dog was the most important dog. And that dog was assigned to a handler and usually an infantry unit. And he was always on point. He led the patrols in the jungle. Due to their superior hearing, sight, and smell, they could detect the enemy over 200 yards away. In today's military, dogs are used on all the branches and all the special forces. They're doing their job again. The canines have come aboard. They're looked at much differently today. They're taken care of. They have the best care, the best food, and they have the best companions. MWD Sharman was a German Shepherd. He was the first dog to guard Saddam Hussein when they captured him. And then he stayed at the prison where he was held until such time they moved him. He also was adopted out by his handler, who lived right here in Howell, Michigan. One of the added benefits of having a dog is at night, when you're by yourself in your hutch, you could talk to your dog. You could hold your dog. You had somebody to hold on to. It gives you a feeling of maybe being at home having your pet. You could tell your dog anything you wanted. You would never repeat it. It was just a companionship. It would cheer up the troops when they were down. They did their job on that. That was the added benefit. And the bonding between a handler and his dog was way over the top. Most recently, we erected the Vietnam Canine Memorial Wall. We did copy a little bit of the way the wall is in Washington, D.C. with all the Vietnam veterans. We wanted to honor these dogs for one real reason. Yes, there's 42,034 deployed to Vietnam, but there is 234 killed in action, 204 made it home, and all the rest were left behind.
They were left behind because they were considered excess military equipment. Us handlers just couldn't believe it. We didn't want to believe it. It broke our hearts.
We found that the day we had the dedication, we had several keynote speakers come in from the East Coast.
It's a great day here in Lyon Township. It's not often that we come together as a group to memorialize fallen warriors, two-legged or four-legged, and it's something that should be remembered every day. Today we gather together to honor and mourn the K-9 veterans of the Vietnam War, to remember the constant diligence they displayed in protecting American soldiers and the ultimate sacrifice they gave.
On this wall over here is a memorial for 4,234 military working dogs that served during the Vietnam War. And each one of them have left an empty space where they once stood so proud and brave.
Almighty God, sovereign among the nations, God of our fathers, be with us as we honor the life of those who served their handlers and all of us as a nation. For those who served wholeheartedly with uncompromising dedication and are now in your care, we ask your special blessing.
And after the ceremony, there was 40 some odd Vietnam dog handlers present, and I gave them the command, go find your dog.
I'm looking for Duke 56M9.
X798. Shep, S-H-E-P.
That's Blitz. Blitz is responsible for saving many a Marine's life. Kind of an emotional moment.
A lot of very great times and very sad times and challenging times in South Vietnam.
He was very, very loyal dog, and he saved my butt more than one time.
It was a very, very emotional day for them, but it also was a day they had closure.
This is very significant because this is a one-of-a-kind place.